Hey everyone, as many of you probably already know, today is the first day back to school for the kids. And I've been seeing it all over social media and with the people I talk to, where the parents are pretty excited about this. They're pretty excited that their kids are going back to school, that they're not going to have to pay for daycare, which they've been having to pay for all summer, and that they're just going to get that free time to themselves, a little bit more freedom, which is great. I get that. It's tight times. Any money you can save on, say, daycare or anything like that is a bonus. As parents, getting free time to yourself is great. But then it was this morning, I heard something on the radio that really just put it over that line for me. The radio show host just came out and said, for all the parents with children going back to school, let's take one big collective Now, for me, this is my opinion. Having time away from my daughter is not something that I'm about. I get that feeling when I get to spend time with her. It really, really bothers me how many parents are happy about sending their kids off to school, knowing what the education system is. We all think it's good. Everybody needs to learn. The children need to learn. And I can't argue that. But that's not what our education system is only set up for. Our education system, this is a well-known fact, in North America, is based off the Prussian model, the Prussian education system. It had the sole purpose of indoctrinating children into the desired system of the state. We're all happy and hawing about sending our children to indoctrination centers. For those of you that don't believe it, go on to any search engine, look up Prussian education system, Canada or America. Ryerson University, Eggleton Ryerson. I believe I'm saying that right, I might not be. He was the individual who brought the Prussian education system here to Canada. It's a well-documented fact. I'm not excited about sending my kids, sending my daughter, or seeing any kids going into that system. It's a box. You have a beautiful, unique child, unlike any other in this world, and you're putting them into a box, and you're happy about it. Not trying to pass any judgment. Not everybody has looked into these facts, but come on, people. This is your child. It's your responsibility to be knowledgeable about what's happening in their lives. If you do not understand the education system, what it's designed for, what it's built for, you're not properly taking care of your responsibilities. I've been thinking about these things a lot lately because this is the first year that I'm homeschooling my daughter. I'm going to take her outside of that box. I wish that I would have had the knowledge that I had now back when she started school. But it's better late than never. Once again, it's totally understandable. Not all parents have the time or the means to do this. It's a long, slow process. But if you set goals where you want your child to be beautiful and unique, you want your child to explore their creativity, to explore their talents, and not be trapped in a box, you're going to do what you have to do. What is more important? It really comes down to it. Your child and your child's future, or money? Can your child's future be played around with at all? Can you work around it? Of course not. The money situation? Absolutely you can. We're living proof of it right now. We're out, we're doing trade and barter, we're working on farms, we're doing all sorts of different things, growing our own foods. Yes, you do still have to have the money. But does it need to consume your whole life to the point where you're happy that your children are being sent to an indoctrination center? I don't think so. I really don't think so. And I think we all, as parents, need to stop and just think about what is going on. So many of us are not happy with what's happening in the world today. We're not happy with society. But then we're just sending our next generation, our children, into that system. I don't see the logic in that. We don't agree with society. We don't agree with what's happening. But here, let's send our children into indoctrination centers that are just designed to continue the society that we're in. We want to make change. So many people want to go out and they want to protest and they want the revolution. The overnight revolution, the overnight fix. It's not a reality. The reality is that it's going to come up to our children, to our grandchildren. The change is going to be a gradual process. And by keeping our children in the Prussian education system, that's not going to happen. We need to take hold of our lives, of our children, and let loose the beauty of their developing minds. Let it loose. Don't box it in. This is where change is going to come from. This is what the solution is to society's problems. It's our children. So please, parents out there, instead of doing the, our kids are gone to school, yay. How about we stop and rethink all of this? How about we stop and start looking into what the education system is and how we can avoid having our children trapped in that box, having our children's minds chained and shackled. We need to do the research to be responsible parents. We need to do the research to be responsible for our children. If you're sending your children to a public education system without knowing exactly what it is, are you being responsible? In my opinion, no, you're not. Period. You're sending them into indoctrination without a clue, without even taking a couple hours a day for a week, looking into the system, what it is, what it's designed for. Of course, our children need to learn. They need to know mathematics. They need to know how to read and write. They need to know science, technology, all of these things. It is essential for them to know. Do they have to be indoctrinated to learn it? No, absolutely not. Actually, when they're trapped in that box, it stifles the learning and the growth. When you break that box open, that's when things happen. That's when humanity is at its greatest. We're not good at being in a box. We're explorers. We are creators. We are innovators. So why try to block that? It makes no sense to me. Homeschooling's an option. There's a few different options out there. I'll leave them in the description rather than dragging this video out. And please, the education system has been exposed time and time again throughout the last 100 years, throughout history, from philosophers, from a lot of the people that we look up to in history. More recently, there's people like Cheryl Iserby. Never heard of her? Please look her up. She came from the public education system, saw exactly what it was for, saw exactly what it was doing, and is a whistleblower. We, as responsible parents, need to start taking some responsibility. We have a choice. Stay uninformed, send our children to an indoctrination center, or take learning to a whole new level. Like I said, it won't be easy. But who said parenting was ever going to be easy?